Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, and yes, it's December 24th, like 30 minutes after midnight, so officially it's Christmas, and I couldn't care less, to be honest, because I'm not celebrating Christmas. I haven't been celebrating Christmas for more than 20 years, so not my kind of like holiday season and stuff. And what I'm doing right now is like, instead of getting in the mood, if you want to put it like that, I'm like shooting a new chart haul video for you, the chart haul video for December 2K16, and the last chart haul video for this year actually. And it might not be a proper idea to put it online on Christmas Eve, because maybe nobody is watching videos on that day. But anyway, I'm a little late with that, so we're gonna get this over with, and we're starting out with like 2 CDs. The first one is this one, Jeffrey Roden, Threads of a Prayer, Volume 1 on Solaire Records, which comes as a beautiful like box set double CD with like a massive, you can see that, a massive like booklet, a lot of text, a lot of like, you know, pictures and all that, and like a fold out CD thing. And as you might guess from the like album artwork already, which is pretty minimalist, and this is the back. Here you can read that, Jeffrey Roden, Thread of a Prayer. What we got here is kind of minimal music in a way, because it's like, well, neoclassical piano music and like chamber music kind of. I got this as a promo, and the whole thing got a very minimalist, reduced, stripped down composition approach. So if you like your beautiful sparse piano tones and stuff, and like also like octet music for string quintet, piano, timpani, trombone, and like more string quintet stuff, this one is for you. Also if you like ambient, and if you're not like into neoclassical music at all, so this is more like a good, sparse, interesting listen, and like spans like 2 hours or so, so good stuff. Another one, well, we've seen one single from that album, Ensemble d'Hiver, the Rooms album on CD on Batterie Records. This is the project of the, well, near Hamburg based producer and composer jahmoni, which like performs under the name Ensemble d'Hiver for quite a few years, and this is a 7th album. Artwork is also designed by my friend Timo Weiner, and as the 7-inch single I've introduced to you in another video, this one is more like, well, new soul, new jazz, soul on a very like kind of vintage feel, and also like a little bit of like dusted but interesting, intimate, heartfelt soul music for those who like a deep listen and like timeless stuff. So if you like this kind of music, Ensemble d'Hiver Rooms is the album for you to go to in December. And this one, again, you've seen that in the unboxing video, just I'm gonna hurry through that. My own release, baze.djunkiii presents Transmissions from the Underground Volume 1, a tape release on Jahmoni Music, which will finally be out in late December, I guess. So the unboxing video has been on this channel for quite a while, and is also the intro for every new one, like every new viewer discovering my channel. So you can see that, the full unboxing, and like a few words on that on this channel, like in another video. Musically, one side A is a DJ mix, like 30 minutes of like dark jungle, breakcore, kind of rough Amen based music, and the flip side is more like of a hardcore and like GABA related stuff, well, 180 BPM plus and stuff. Limited to 70 copies and out on Jahmoni Music soon, distributed worldwide by Jahmoni and also through a few selected distributors. So if you want to get hold of this and don't know how, just feel free to leave me a comment, and I'm gonna hook you up with the store or with a link or wherever where you can buy this tape. Next one you've seen already as well, so I'm not getting that out of the plastic sleeve as fast. In Kutin, there is an unboxing video for this as well on the Austrian Ventil Records label, roughly described as like dark ambientish, dark electronics, music-wise, with a little industrial feel, good stuff, very limited as well, 6 tracks on here, so As Fast and Putin split album on Venture Records. And another one which you've seen on this channel as well, so I'm rushing through that as well. Leroy Bambadea, album from Munich-based artist, Munich-based label Jahmoni Music, which is the mother company of Jahmoni Music. This one is like an 8-track album, and I totally like the typo on this label. And it's called Bambadea, and you can describe this roughly as trip-hop dub related, but with a very like psychedelic twist to it, like not the classical stuff you would expect trip-hop wise, which if you know the compilations like Future Sound of Jazz and stuff, or Trip-Hoppersy. It's more like a bit of a deeper, darker, rougher sound, and also with a very spaced out psychedelic twist as Leroy is. So if you like this kind of music, check this out, released on Jahmoni Music from Munich. This is the cover again. And now to music you haven't seen on this channel already, which is this one. A great cover, and I love the fact that they sorted all the letters like like in their appearance of the alphabet, with a pretty much impractical cover as well. So there's a little gatefold, which they call, I guess, newspaper style fold out, which is totally impractical if you wanna, like, you know, put the record in a sleeve and stuff. But what this is actually a new release by Cold Cut. And Cold Cut are, as you know, the not only founders of the Ninja Tune label, which is highly appreciated all over the world by downtempo and freestyle fans, but Cold Cut are also the ones who are like, well, not really invented, but made a big deal out of the cut up and paste and DJ scratch techniques and building tracks out of the scratches and cuts and stuff. So if you want to hear good stuff from them in this kind of style, this is you can might refer to the Beats and Pieces series maybe, and more Beats and Pieces. And what is interesting about this, that this is a record they did in like with the plan to do a modern club music record. And what came out of this are a few tracks. Well, of course, the title track Only Heaven with the Roots Maneuver, and also a few other tracks, five overall, with Roots Maneuver and Roses Gabor. And actually 2 of them, like the title track Only Heaven and the quality control tune, which is B3, are like very deep, like, I wouldn't say conscious hip-hop, but if you have been following labels like Anticon for a while, and or like Lex back in the days, the Warp Hip-Hop Offspring label, this is the kind of vein they are following. So very slow, deep, kind of darkish hip-hop. And the 2 tunes I've been talking about, like Only Heaven and Quality Control, I think they use a very well-known sample for the bass. Like, it's just a 2-tone bass sample, which has also been used by Portishead on their like debut album Dummy. I don't remember the track right now, but if you compare this record to and listen to Dummy, you will immediately know what I'm talking about. And this is not released on Ninja Tune, obviously, but released on the label Ahead of Our Time, which Cold Cut chose to be the first home for their own productions, like before they founded Ninja Tune. So they revived that label. And if you like hip-hop, downtempo, trip-hop stuff, this is definitely a really recommended release. And it comes on heavyweight vinyl, and also with this great but still impractical album artwork, which is done by the social media artist Kim Ruck. But this is just a side note. Now to Africa. Caterpillar, or DJ Caterpillar, as is also known. Trotro is the album, a re-release on Awesome Tapes from Africa, and this is, here's the label, it's just black vinyl, so Here's the label print just for you to see. And what this is, well, dance music from Africa, kind of. And the guy who is known as Caterpillar, DJ Caterpillar, is Ismail Abi, which is also listed here as executive producer. And, well, here the cover again. I hope the glare is not too worse. What this is like an electronic interpretation of Ga music from Ghana. So that guy is also located in Ghana, near Accra, I guess, as an address on the cover states. And in his own words, this is his vision of house music. So I doubt that this is house, because it's too fast and like too raw and too rough, but mostly a straight 4/4 with a little like syncopation in it, and a lot of like call and response things, kind of. And funnily enough, he also features his own voice to do the shouts and stuff, which is, well, mainly common for people who like DJ Ga music as well. And he also uses the pitched up voice of his little daughter. So pretty unique, pretty raw, kind of monotonous in a way. And if you want to compare it to anything Western, like music-wise, and I'd say it might be similar to the Chicago basement house, Chicago basement techno you find on like early or like mid 90s Dance Mania releases, maybe. So tempo-wise and from the roughness, and they also might mix well with the tracks on Trotro on DJ Caterpillar's album, which is, I guess, originally from 2009 and released on cassette only. And what the Awesome Tapes from Africa label does is like re-release stuff from Africa that has been only available on tape, now on vinyl for the Western market. So interesting stuff for sure, and the label will pop up more often because I discover like a bit of African music through their releases, and they're getting into a record store more and more. So I'm going into this as well, musically. And now, well, let's go into singles. What we got here is, I don't know if you can read my handwriting on here. Zombie Zombie Hyperspace on Versatile Records. Once again, a beautiful 12-inch with a beautiful like retro futuristic artsy label. And here's the other side, standard black vinyl, but Zombie Zombie Hyperspace. Actually, the print is Hyperespace, so I'm not too sure what is correct. Discogs lists this as Hyperspace, and what this is a remix of a track, or 3 remixes of a track that have been featured on Zombie Zombie's Slow Future album, or Slow Future as it's like named. And the 3 remixes on here are by Toulouse-Lautrec, Gilbert and E-Cube, and actually E-Cube and Gilbert are very closely related to the Versatile label. And no, the silver writing is like not originally on the cover. That's my handwriting, and I like to do that because when I play records and I put them, like when I DJ out and when I put them in my DJ box, standing like this in the box, and if I flip through the covers, I like to see what is on there. Musically, well, it's like neo-cosmic, ambient, a little bit of downbeat in here, so, but very experimental, electronic, space out stuff. So the remixes like pay homage to what Zombie Zombie do musically, and so they fit very well into my collection and into stuff I play as well. And now going to the edit scene with another release from a, I guess, Russian producer on the Tugboat Edits label. So as you can see, Tugboat Edits is the logo. Phil Jarrus is the producer. Interestingly, this is like a, not like a print, but like a stamp, and the other side is as well. So they must put a stamp down on the record, and this is the 8th volume of Tugboat Edits. So Tugboat Edits volume 1, not volume 1, volume 8. And well, what we find on here is, well, disco edits, kind of. Well, not the usual new disco stuff you would expect from people like Tortilla or something like that, or like his Ozen Records label, or the Tortilla edit stuff. A little rougher, a little darker, and 4 tracks on here: Let Me Love You, Get Funky, Get Down, Cyanide, and Mistress Uniform, which is for me the most interesting track and the one why I bought this 12-inch for like quite a good amount of money. Well, it's not too expensive, but like 15, I guess 15 or 16 quid has been album prices years ago, and now I pay this for like a 12-inch. And the Mistress Uniform track on here has actually German lyrics, although they are like a little bit far in the background, so you have to listen carefully to understand what he's saying. And it's a little bit of like the girl in the uniform and stuff in German, so this is funny to me because it's more a bit of a new beat feel, like the old Belgian new beat, which was popular like in 86, 87, I guess. This mixed up with a little disco and edits, and not that straight 4/4, but sometimes bars and the rhythm pattern seem to be a little bit uneven, so pretty interesting stuff. Hard to mix, possibly. I haven't put this in a mix yet, but definitely recommend it. Phil Garris, Tugboat Edits Volume 8. And finally, this is for me one of the main releases I found this month because, well, you see the logo, and the logo says it all. 25 years of Nervous Records, and this one is amazing. It's the back, and it's printed on yellow vinyl. I'll just get one out because just to show you how beautiful this is. You know, yellow vinyl, Nervous Records, a classic New York based house and deep house label. And I totally love the sound of the label. I have found me like one of their represses like a year ago or so, which is also featured on here, New York and Soul, the Nervous track, the Ballsy mix, which is, in my opinion, one of the most important Broken House tracks ever written, and one of the most beautiful, very rough. And also, I love the logo for a reason, because it's great, and I definitely want this on a t-shirt, and I know they have t-shirts available, so I need to place a mail order thing for that t-shirt. And so much good stuff on here. The Club Kids, Carrie Chandler, Lonely Clark, King English, Learn to Love, and a Mood to Swing remix, obviously. And Classic Man 93 Rapid Wines. But the one when I read this in the track list, which was the main reason for me to buy this double album, which is a track I've been looking for since, I guess, 95, because it was featured on a house mix CD, also released by Nervous Records, which I copied to a tape from one of my fellow mates who had this original 12-inch original CD, and like we did back in the day when we were all young and we had no money. So if somebody had a new CD and the friends would borrow the CD and put a tape in, a blank tape, and like copy the CD to tape for their personal enjoyment. And this is why the old sticker "Home Taping is Killing Music" came up back in the days, because well, it was not killing music, but you can call that kind of piracy, maybe. But anyway, on this tape there was a track, and the track was called "Play with a Voice" by Joe T. Vanelli featuring Chilla, and this track here is featured on this compilation as well. So there is Masters at Work, In Your Face mix on here, and I definitely need to have this on 12-inch as well, like the whole variety of mixes of Play with a Voice. When I saw this track being on this double 12-inch with 8 track, it was pretty clear for me that I need to have that. So this is why I bought this Nervous Records, 25 years, classic label, still in the game, and they really are like one of the main labels besides like Strictly Rhythm, of course, and maybe Henry Street Records, that's stuck, and that put out a lot of valuable stuff, which is well, if you compare Deep House today to Deep House back then, maybe not that relevant in sound, but still punching and stuff, and still good. So this is why I love this album so much. So good stuff for sure. And yeah, that's it. My favorite records in December, and not necessarily the last video for this year, but one is coming up, I guess. And I hope that you like what you've seen. If so, like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. See you later.